Couple to go in. As the last two go in, here's Rawley.
Thanks, Jim. Yes, with 5 of these 6 bred in the United States, the only one not was Mr. Jay-Z, but that's it. Away they go, racing over the rolling mile in this Craven Stakes, and Tom Boat is the first to go on. And after half a furlong, it's Tom Boat making the running, followed by Shardide. Then come Heraldiste, Local Suitor, and the last two are Damister and Mr. Jay-Z. At the end of a furlong, and it's still Tom Boat cutting out the pace under Philip Robinson, followed by Shardide with a white noseband. Then on the inside, with the broad white blaze, that's Heraldiste. In 4th place is Damister. Then comes Local Suitor, and bringing up the rear at the moment, last of the 6 in this Craven Stakes, Mr. Jay-Z. They have just over 2 furlongs behind them now, and still Tom Boat is out in front, having made all the running so far. Shardide, though, well in touch in 2nd place. On the inside, Heraldiste going strongly. And at the end of the first 3 furlongs in the Craven, with Tom Boat still making the running, let's rejoin Graham Good.
They seem to be going plenty fast enough as Walter Swinburne eases out on Shadid, and Pateri goes chasing after him on to Mr. Heraldiste just in behind them. Mr. Jay-Z, Local Suitor, just struggling to go the pace, but now being asked to pick in towards the right of the picture by Willie Carson. A lot to do to win as Shadid cruises past Tom Boat. This looks impressive at this stage. It's still got 2 and a bit furlongs to go, and it's Shadid in the lead. Shadid going on from Damister up on the outside. Tom Boat next to the rails. Heraldiste is under pressure, finds nothing. Local Suitor stays on. Mr. Jay-Z is beaten. This is very impressive. Just over a furlong to go. Shadid just being clickered along, puts daylight between himself and Damister, who's struggling. Heraldiste is out with the washing, so too Local Suitor. Just a one-horse race. Shadid quickening, coming away. Very impressive this. Shadid's going to win by 6 lengths. At the post, Shadid is the winner. Damister is 2nd. Heraldiste is 3rd. Local Suitor only 4. The early leader Tom Boat 5. Struggling and tailed off was Mr. Jay-Z, and so the outcome of this, the Craven Stakes, was a win in impressive fashion for number 10, Shadid, owned by Maktoum Al Maktoum, trained here at Newmarket by Michael Stout, ridden by Walter Swinburne, bred by the Cherry Valley Farm Incorporated. 2nd was number 4, Damister, ridden by Pateri. 3rd was number 5, Heraldiste, ridden by Steve Cawthon. 4th, I think, we'll find Local Suitor, Willie Carson. 5th was Tom Boat, the early leader, and 6th and last, Mr. Jay-Z. This was very impressive. Let's see a good horse stretch, quicken, and do it in style. Here's Jim.
My word, he did it in style, and you can bet one thing, this will be favourite for the Classics after this runaway win. Only Damister, who threatened briefly as Shadid cruised past Tom Boat, about 2 furlongs from home, ever looked likely to give him any sort of race in the closing stages. Local Suitor was very disappointing. The moment Willie Carson asked him to accelerate, the horse, having pulled hard, just ran on at 1 pace and tended to hang. Damister on the outside, as we saw in the William Hill Futurity on the replay earlier in the afternoon, took a long time to hit top pace, and the sudden burst of acceleration by Shardine seemed to catch him out. Walter Swinburne hasn't really let his horse down. You notice him keeping a very tight hold of his head until they actually meet the rising ground, possibly because he feels Shadid might become unbalanced in the dip. But as they hit the rising ground, Shadid lengthens his stride. Walter gives him a little bit more rein, just nudges him along, makes sure he keeps a good hold of the bridle, and this horse fairly skates away. Well, trials are often misleading. We've certainly had 1 or 2 of them in the last fortnight, but if you were looking for evidence of a horse beating good class opposition in terrific style, you really couldn't have asked any more than you got here this afternoon. He's won hands down and like a real good horse.
And what he's also managed to do is beat this fellow here, Local Suitor, who's ran some cracking group races last year. And there he is, our winner, the son of Dzerzhinsky, Shadid, in a winning time of 1:38.26 compared to a standard of 1:38, and that's fast. There's a delighted Walter Swinburne, as well he might be. Perhaps Ma Petite Jolie was a little bit disappointing for him early on, but certainly back here in a bang with Shadid.